Want to remind everybody of Perry, City of Perry's core values. It's a strong work ethic, problem solving, community oriented, shows professionalism and integrity, is a team player, is accountable, and is a good steward. And roll call, please.
Shelley,
Yes.
Baller,
Yes.
Walling, Schott,
Yes.
Klein.
Okay, next up is approval of the meeting agenda. Have a motion.
Second.
Okay, any other discussion? Roll call.
Klein,
Yes.
Shelley,
Yes.
Baller,
Yes.
Schott.
Absolutely.
Okay, item number 2 is the consent agenda. We have minutes of July 15th, regular city council meeting. There's no payment for contract services this month. Claims register and financials of $1,408,608.54, plus a supplemental claims report for the amount of $4,999. And there are no licenses and permits this month. Did I have a motion on the consent agenda?
I make a motion to approve the consent agenda.
I'll second.
Any discussion? Roll call.
Klein,
Yes.
Baller,
Yes.
Shelley,
Yes.
Schott.
Yes.
Okay, city administrator.
All right, we'll get into a couple of project updates in the meeting, but not a ton of work going on just because there's been a little bit of rain every now and then. But there has been some progress, I think a lot, as we will see some good activity out at the airport. And Garrett is online to be able to reassure us that everything's going to be all right. For Susie's sake, do want to note that I believe last I heard, the air conditioning in here should be fixed in the next couple of weeks. So I'm hoping at our next meeting, we will all be cooled and refreshed by that air conditioning because we're all very concerned about Susie. And I did even find extra papers for her to fan herself during the meeting. Do want to introduce Molly. Right now, Molly Mantle, her email is reflective of her future name here in a month and a half. Countdown's on. So Molly is our housing and development manager that started 3 weeks ago. So excited to have her on. I did tell her I was going to put her on the spot and make her tell her life story, but I'll let you chat her up after the meeting and introduce yourselves. But excited to have her on board. Comes with experience with some time at Region 12 Council of Governments. So did come from an excellent recommendation from Carla Janning when they worked together. And then spent the last couple of years in Grimes as an assistant planner. So some great experience and is going to be already has been a great addition to our team up at City Hall. So excited to have her on board. Just a little update on the Perry Next strategic plan. I think it was 2 Fridays ago, Drake University was in town and held a series of focus groups, just kind of figuring out what some of those really boiled down groups have envisioned for the future of Perry moving forward. So said they got a lot of really good feedback, and that was kind of the first phase of some of that outreach that we'll be doing. So as we get that more of that planning stage together, there'll be more surveys and opportunities for community input. So we'll be sure to communicate that out as much as possible, but really excited about that process and how it's going. Last thing on my list, just want to give an update on the AmeriCorps volunteers that are in town, 7 of them from all across the country. If you've been down to Patty Park, you'll see that they have pretty much all of the athletic training facility put up, which is going to be indoor batting cages, possibly indoor golf range, and whatever else can be imagined to put in there. So exciting project, great collaboration with that group of AmeriCorps members and our city staff to be able to get that put up. And now they have started working on the American Legion building and getting that fixed up and ready to welcome the community in. So then there's a few other projects that they've been doing. I know they're I think Monday, Thursday, or Monday, Tuesday, Friday, I believe they're helping out at the food pantry, unloading shipments and then just general help with checking people in and out. So I know Lou and Lois are very appreciative of the extra hands out there as well. So again, just a really incredible opportunity for us, not only the staff, but the whole community to really get just a little bit of a boost and extra hands as we have a lot of stuff going on and can use some extra help with all of that. So be on the lookout for them. If they're out and about, they're probably going to be in gray AmeriCorps shirts and khaki work pants. So if you see them out, tell them thank you. There's also the meal train option, and you can sign up to host them for a meal or drop off a meal, something like that. So definitely use that opportunity if you see fit. Otherwise, if there's something else that somebody wants to do, just let us know and we can connect you with the team leader. So that's kind of my update, but are there any questions? All right. Thanks.
Okay, I got a number of things I'm gonna comment on tonight, but don't want to turn it into a whole big discussion. We'll save that for upcoming meetings, but we're gonna have to probably next meeting discuss Halloween and Beggars Night, because downtown's probably gonna do the last Friday of the month, and the 31st is actually the following Thursday, so almost a week later. So we'll have to decide if we want to do Beggars Night a different night than what Chamber or the hospital plans, or try to talk them into all doing it on the same night, but on the 31st. Jeremy had brought up at the last meeting that he wanted to discuss fireworks again, so we're probably going to plan an open forum for the second meeting in September. Didn't really want to do it the day after Labor Day. It was still fresh in people's minds, and we could discuss it, get some public comment. I'll have Chief Vaughn put together a little list of what happened this year, how it compared to previous years, and his recommendation one way or another on what he believes, so that we don't each have to call him up and bother him individually. Talked to Joseph, and he had a couple of people in his district talking about people speeding in front of their houses. I was working on Park the other day, and my neighbors walked across, had a discussion with me about Park Street. Resident on 5th and North said, oh, they're all speeding. So it seems like it's an endemic problem around town, not just certain individual streets. And so like you'll do some brainstorming when we're not here about what we can do to try to get the whole town to just obey the in-town speed limits. People don't like when they speed in front of their house, but then they do it in front of everybody else's house in town. I don't quite understand that, but like I say, we gotta think of a different way of doing things. I don't think the townspeople are gonna appreciate us cracking down and giving a whole bunch of tickets out, but if that's the way it has to be, and there was some talk about speed bumps and different things, but I don't think we want those all over town either. So we just gotta figure out how to make people want to obey the speed limit, and or at least closer obey it. And then the last thing I was going to bring up was well, I got two more things. High Trestle Trail, the ribbon cutting is back on the 17th of August. So they caught back up to where they were supposed to be. So Saturday the 17th, there'll be a ride from Perry to Woodward and stop and about and cut the ribbons, and then back to Perry after that. So there'll be more information coming out, but put it back on your calendar if you took it off. And then the final thing is, if we want to change the open burn, that'll be coming up for sometime in November. Normally, we probably got to get it on the agenda these days soon, and if we don't want to discuss it, then we'll leave it off the agenda. But I'll leave it up to you guys to decide if we put it on. Any questions for me, or any other council members like to make some comments?
Thank you for bringing up the speeding. I think that's important now that kids are out of school. There is a lot of speeding and hope we can all brainstorm to figure out what it is. And without handing out tickets. Don't want that. Thank
Okay.
you.
Next is open forum. Speakers have to step up to the microphone and state their name and address for the record. You'll be given 3 minutes to address the council. Are there any open forum requests tonight? Okay. We'll do it when the nudgers are on the agenda. You can talk during discussion at that point. So, okay. So instead of, sure.
I'm too short, that's for sure. Sherry Shive from Perry. I just wanted to remind everybody about my art project stuff going on for the bike trail. And I'm kind of concerned now about signage and everything. So that's what I'm kind of wondering about now that we're about ready to open up the trail. So, by the way, it's beautiful. I wrote it. It's gorgeous. So thank you for thinking about the art stuff that I have going on and signage.
Thank you.
Thank you, Sherry.
Any other open forum? Okay, we'll move on to old business. Item A is the approval of pay application number 3, final digester blower replacement wastewater treatment facility emergency repair. It's for the amount of $7,663.85 to Woodruff Construction. And it releases the final retention, and the engineers have signed up. The project is complete. So have a motion, please.
I make a motion, we approve pay application number 3, final digester blower replacement wastewater treatment facility emergency repair.
I'll second.
Any other discussion?
So this is the final pay app for that. They've been testing it for a couple months here. Everything's been going good. They've released the final lien waivers. So everything is up and operational for that piece.
Okay.
Make sure that clarification's in there.
Okay. Any other discussion? Roll call.
Waller.
Yes.
Shelley,
Yes.
Yes.
Klein.
Yes,
Okay, item B, approval of pay application number 4 for Iowa Street Stormwater Wetland. It's for the amount of $464,579.09 to Sandstone Management Limited. The storm sewer is approximately 50% of wetland number 1, and they're at a total of 61.7% complete. And it's been signed off by the engineers. I have a motion, please.
I make a motion to approve pay application number 4 for Iowa Street Stormwater Wetland.
I'll second.
Discussion.
So the percentages, we're moving right along. Weather has been delaying us slightly, but they are back out there moving a lot of dirt, getting that out to the airport. Their anticipated schedule is to be wrapped up with grading by the end of August. That way we can turn around, finish the airport access road, get that paved, make a lot more people happy, which would be awesome. And then starting here next week, they're gonna start doing helical piers for the bridge by the end of August, early September, installing that component.
Say that again. What about the bridge?
We're out at the Iowa Street Wetland. They'll be installing the helical piers, which is the foundations for installation of that bridge here at the end of August, early September. So we're gonna start seeing some of the buttons getting installed. You're seeing the features, less of just dirt moving. It'll start to look like a destination versus a pond.
Can't wait.
Thank you. Any other discussion? Roll call, please.
Klein.
Yes,
Shelley.
Yes.
Waller.
Yes.
Schott.
Yes.
Okay, item C, approval of pay application number 2 for the AWAS project. It's in the amount of $92,708.98 to Kimray Electric, and it is for the work they've completed to date, and it's been signed off by the project manager. So,
I move item number C, approval of pay application number 2 for the AWAS project.
I'll second that.
discussion?
So this is covering most of the improvements. The biggest thing we're waiting on is just for the final AWAS to be delivered. And then we can get that one wrapped up as well.
Okay. Garrett? Okay,
No, I didn't know if it was gonna make a noise if I unmuted, but if anybody had a question or anything, I'm available to answer if after Jake gets done speaking.
Roll call.
Shelley,
Yes.
Lawler.
Yes.
Schott.
Yes.
Klein.
Yes,
Okay, next is item D, approval of pay application number 17 for the runway 1432 relocation phase 2 in the amount of $99,687.68 to Manats Inc. And it's been signed off by the engineers and recommend for approval. Have a motion, please.
I make a motion, we approve pay application number 17 for runway 1432nd relocation phase 2.
And I'll second.
So this is paying for electrical and then the remaining concrete. We're just waiting for the final 28-day strengths on that to return and we'll pay out the additional. And then just general updates is we're working on the grooving of the 1,500 feet. And then getting the electrical work completed and continuing on that as well. Garrett, anything else to add?
Weather slowed us down a little bit last week, and one of the biggest remaining things now is the grading. So every day of rain, it stinks, but they're pushing along. They're making progress. So it's looking good out there.
Roll call, please.
Lawler.
Yes.
Shelley.
Yes.
Schott. Klein.
yes,
Okay, item E, approval of pay application number 13 for the one-way 1432 relocation phase 3. It's the amount of $697,613.19 to Manats Inc. It's for the paving of the 1,500-foot extension, and it's been signed off by the project managers.
I move item number E, approval of pay application number 13 for the runway 1432 relocation phase 3.
I'll second.
Discussion.
Same update on this one as the last one.
And Garrett, I think all the tie-ins from the new runway to the existing runway future taxiway are all done, correct?
That is correct. You could walk currently from one sea of pavement to the other. It is all connected, but you cannot operate an aircraft right now from one to the other.
Perfect. And I think just as a general update, with the FAA, we are planning on having that completed to be open for traffic September 5th, correct?
Yeah, that's right. The publication date is the 5th. There will likely be a little bit of work that does not impact the opening of that runway occurring after that date. So people might need to back taxi until we get, some remarking and relighting done on what is currently the runway. So we can adjust it to a taxiway, but that wouldn't impact the use of the proposed new runway.
Man, you sound like an engineer. All right. Thank you very much. That's
Yep, thank you.
exciting to be that close to being able to take off and land on that new strip of concrete. So
Should we have a party with all these things coming to fruition right here? The trail and the wastewater and the airport?
I think Labor Day might be a good day for a party.
I
But
give everybody Monday off.
yeah, there you go.
Okay. Roll call.
Shelley.
Yes.
Klein.
Yes,
Lawler.
Yes.
Schott.
Okay, item F is resolution accepting grant agreement for the FAA for the fiscal year 2024 airport infrastructure grant. This is one of two that we will be doing because the funds come from two different funding sources, is my understanding. This one's for 300,000. And it would authorize the city administrator to sign off documents necessary to execute. So could I have a motion, please?
I make a motion that we approve resolution accepting grant agreement from the FAA for the fiscal year 2024 airport infrastructure grant.
I'll second that.
All right. So this is the grant that covers the design of the taxiway. So we'll be rebuilding the current runway into the parallel taxiway. So that's what this is for, the design of that.
And then the other 13% will come from the BIL.
Yep.
source of money. And Garrett can speak. I assume to be seeing that maybe in the next coming meetings.
Yeah. Yep.
Thank you, Garrett.
Yep, absolutely.
Other discussion? Roll call, please.
Klein.
Yes.
Mahler.
Yes.
Shelley.
Yes.
Scott.
Okay, item G, resolution approving a revised federal aid agreement with the Iowa Department of Transportation. This is for all the work we did along Willis, and it was caught that they used the wrong form when we originally signed it. And that was on an 80% reimbursable, and everyone had agreed it was 100% reimbursable, so we just need to get the new paperwork in that match what they're gonna pay, so. Good revision, but
Yeah.
So, that motion, please.
I move we pass a resolution approving a revised federal aid agreement with the Iowa Department of Transportation.
I'll second that.
All right, pretty straightforward, but just kind of somehow, since Councilmember Walling isn't here, we all rely on her to read every line of every agreement, so she missed that part, so we'll let her know when she gets back, but yeah. I think Susie may have laid an egg when she saw that in requesting grant funds, but luckily we got it all figured out, so.
Roll call, please.
Mahler.
Yes.
Scott.
Yes.
Shelley.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, item H is resolution approving and authorizing signatures on necessary agreements and forms for the Community Development Block Grant Upper Story Housing Conversion Grant Contract 23 HSGU 004. And it's between City of Perry and Nudgers and the state. And it's to allow them to sign the rental housing conversion program development agreement, the mortgage, the promissory note, the assignment of leases and rents, and the covenant forms. And it's for the Nudgers property at 1306 Second Street in Perry.
Is this the building catty corner northeast of Ben Franklin?
This is
Three from the-
Shirley's,
Three from the-
Shirley's old building.
Sure, okay.
Yep.
So can I have a motion, please?
I move item H, resolution approving and authorizing signatures on necessary agreements and forms for the Community Development Block Grant Upper Story Housing Conversion Grant Contract 23 HSGU 004.
I'll second.
Okay, discussion.
I'm sorry, was there a question? I was not able to hear that.
Nope, they just
Nope.
were saying you're there. Anybody have any questions for Carla? Or do you want to address this, Carla?
This is just the next step in getting ready to actually start swinging hammers. Once these are all approved and signed, we can move forward with the construction contract between the owners and the general contractor.
Sherry, you, something you want to say?
Hi, Carla.
Hold that.
How's that? Better? Sherry Shive again. This is our newest members. These are our newest members of Nudgers. Do you want to introduce yourself?
Yeah, my name's Annie Ozaksut. I've been here 9 months. I came from a historic army town. And I love old architecture, and I think it's just such a cool organization to exist. I've never heard of something like Nudgers, but I'm super excited to join, and I also have a little bit of renovation experience, so I'm excited to swing the hammer with Sherry.
Yeah, we do that. We do that well too. I just wanted to tell everybody, thank you so much for all of your help. The city council, we appreciate all of the help and being on board with everything. I also wanted to thank a few people, if that's okay. I know that all of this would not have been possible without the donation of Alan and Vivi Shirley to give us their building. Alan was one of the original Nudgers, and so that's pretty exciting that we are fixing up his building. We also would like to thank I have a few names here. So we've had incredible professional help with Jim Thompson of IEDA, Downtown Resource Center. Mel Pins is the director of Iowa DNR Brownfields. Chad West from Tenfold Architecture, Chris Deal of Modus Engineering, Jack Porter of JCP Consulting, and our tireless, wonderful Carla, who's sitting up there right now. We appreciate everything that she has done so much to guide us through all this Region 12 Council of Governments stuff that we don't know enough about. So thank you so much, Carla, for all of your help. And Jason and Shelley Bark too. So they're the co-owners of Rainbow International of Des Moines, and they are the contractors to the Morgan Building, Phase 1 and current Phase 2. So Carla, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, everyone. I just want
Thank you, Sharon.
We appreciate all the help that we have had. So very excited to get started. Thanks, everybody.
Thanks, Sherry.
Roll call.
Shelley,
Yes.
Klein,
Yes.
Molly.
Yes.
Scott.
Thank you. New business. Item A is the resolution approving the submission of a traffic safety improvement project, TISP grant. It's going to be to upgrade the traffic signal at 8th and Willis, and it's for the amount of $59,285. And that's only for equipment. We will have to come up with an estimate and come up with some money to do the installation and get it operating. So I have a motion, please.
I make a motion, we approve the submission of a traffic safety improvement program.
I'll second. Dirk, I have a question. You said 8th and Otley?
8th and Willis.
8th and Willis. Oh,
Yep.
so that traffic light is gonna go away and something else new?
Just upgraded signal heads, and then like upgraded push buttons and pedestrian crossing
Okay.
stuff. Similar to what we did at First and Willis, just kind of upgrading that to new technology. And I want to say, when we looked at this intersection for battery backup, because we've done battery backups on some of our other signalized intersections, it was, do you want to, or, okay. So when we were looking at doing this one, I want to say the cost was going to be way more than it was worth, and all of the electronics and equipment was so old that we wouldn't have been able to install in that without upgrading everything. So this is a good grant opportunity that's really focused on replacing equipment. So we will have to figure out money for the installation side, but typically between the application, the award, and then the time we have to spend the money, it gets into a new fiscal year. So we would be able to budget for that in next fiscal year. So what would you like to add,
I
Mr.
think that's
Webker?
perfect. You had everything right. The technology is just really old there. I want to say it's 33 years old, I think, since those boxes have been updated. We did put battery backups at First and Willis, 141 and First Street, and by the Hy-Vee entrance. So if the power goes out, those will run for approximately 8 hours on a battery backup. That's why if we lose power, 8th and Willis will shut off. So once all this goes through, that'll not be the case. So, yep.
Also improving that intersection and just usability, crossability. I don't know if that's a word, but it is now, for kids getting to school, and then that being one of the routes of the High Trestle Trail. Also nice to improve that crossing for users of the bike trails.
Okay. Any other discussion? Roll call, please.
Mahler,
Yes.
Shelley,
Yes.
Scott,
Yes.
Klein.
Yes.
Okay, item B is a resolution approving a local match and application submission for a REAP grant, it's Resource Enhancement and Protection Grant. We've gotten these in the past. And this one is to replace a couple of bridges across Frog Creek that we are currently doing the beautification of, and the So we're asking for 100,000 grant, and we would need to come up with cash and in-kind services to not to exceed 30,000. So that motion, please.
I make a motion, we approve resolution approving a local match and application submission for REAP grant.
A second.
All right, so these two bridges are a little, I think what the youths today would say are sketchy. The one is right by the tennis courts. It leads from kind of that tennis court and that parking lot over to the band shell area. And then south of that, of the Park Road Bridge, there's another bridge connecting the east and west sides of the ball fields. So I think both from like the 60s-ish timeframe, so pretty outdated. And a good opportunity to go after some funding to upgrade those as we are working on the Frog Creek Rehabilitation Project. Kind of this funding program and this project would tie well into that and be able to showcase not only to REAP all that we're doing and how this can improve access to that corridor, but then also just another good step in revitalizing that creek corridor. And one of the things on the list to upgrade within Patee Park. So kind of a good opportunity to put all of those opportunities together and apply for REAP. We're looking at some bridges that staff would be able to assemble and install in-house. So that's where that in-kind comes from. So we'll be kind of putting the final touches on that grant application and turning that in to the DNR and hopefully well on our way. Any questions?
Just one comment. I think the South Bridge is a little newer than the 60s because I recall that we used to try to ride our bikes across that pipe that went across there before the bridge went in. So safety improvement at the time.
Yeah. And I think that pipe is going to be taken out as part of the Frog Creek project because it's no longer in use. I think that South Bridge is actually either, is it a rail car frame or a semi truck bed frame? I want to say rail car. That was pieced together and put across. So it's kind of, it's reached the end of its safe life. So it'll be good to get that upgraded and kind of put a nice touch in that area. So, but oh, the memories, right, Mayor?
Just keep your nice new bridges down there and don't mess with my rickety bridges over here.
That bridge isn't too bad.
It's not bad. I love it.
But yeah, it'll be a nice addition if hopefully if we're funded, but definitely a large safety and accessibility conversation in that grant application. So
Roll call, please.
Klein,
Yes.
Shelley,
Yes.
Wallen.
Yes.
That's the end of the agenda. Anybody have anything else you want to bring up? Okay, if not, we'll adjourn. Thank you all.
Thank you.
Is it a